So it's been a minute. But let's get hyped because last Saturday at one of her Nashville shows, Taylor finally announced the re-release of Speak Now, which will be coming out on the 7th of July. So yes, we weren't crazy when we said that all the signs pointed to Speak Now being the next re-release. From hints on her Instagram to hints in her music video to those 3 bright purple flashes at the end of each show so far during the Eras tour, it has finally all come together. But also, and more crazily, is that a word? We think we finally understand this Easter egg from the Lavender Haze music video. So remember this scene with the weatherman where there's 2 different locations that have Taylor Swift's favorite number 13. The 2 locations were Tennessee and Michigan, and we weren't really sure what she was trying to say with these 2 locations. We speculated that it was just that she had a connection to them of some sort, and of course she just made this announcement in Tennessee. So could it be that there's going to be another announcement or another surprise in Michigan? If we look at the Eras tour, we see she will be performing there on the 9th and 10th of June in Detroit. So it's possible that we have another announcement coming. To bridge ourselves towards what the speculation of this announcement is, let's take a look at her Instagram post announcing Speak Now. It fills me with such pride and joy to announce that my version of Speak Now will be out July 7th, just in time for July 9th. If you know, you know. The post also has an image which reads, "Always looked at this album as my album, and the lump in my throat extends to a quivering voice as I say this. Thanks to you, dear reader, it finally will be. I consider this music to be, along with your faith in me, the best thing that's ever been mine." So let's discuss this a little bit. First of all, July 9th. What's up with that? If you know, you know. If you know, what? This could be a reference to her song Last Kiss, where she mentions July 9th in the lyrics, but there's also speculation going around that she will be releasing a biography on that date. The logic behind this is essentially that there's this mystery book floating around that stores have advertised simply as a biography that's coming out, but the author is not mentioned. The page count is 544, which of course adds up to 13, which is Taylor Swift's favorite number, so it is something a little bit sus. And the audiobook is apparently also 13 hours long, which again gives Taylor Swift vibes. If we go back to that Instagram post from earlier, she says "Dear Reader," which of course is in reference to her Midnight song, but it could also be a way to drop the hint that there's a book coming. Of course, we also have the hint from All Too Well, where at the end of the short film, she's playing an author. And even in my anti-hero Easter egg guide, I talked about how she kept making references to books. There was this one really specific scene where a book is really visible, which sounds like a stupid thing to look at, but with Taylor, everything feels intentional. And of course, her stepson wrote this book growing up swiftly, so it's not super far out to speculate that this could be a possibility. What do you guys think? At first I was like, how did people even find this mystery book? And I heard a lot of Swifties are already pre-ordering the book without knowing even what the book is. So I did what any logical person would do. I just googled Barnes & Nobles, which is like one of the only American bookstores that I know, and I wrote pre-order, and lo and behold, I opened the website and the first thing that comes up is this mystery book. Because first I was like, how are people finding this? Like, how did people even hear about this in the first place? So I think it's possible that on June 9th she will be announcing the release of her memoir. And July 9th would be exactly 1 month before the release date, so I think that kind of fits together. Although I have seen speculation that people think it's a BTS book because BTS will be celebrating a 10-year anniversary on that date. But anyway, it seems like it's time for Jake Gyllenhaal to pass the baton on to John Mayer. And I've been away for a while, so there's kind of a lot of stuff for us to talk about in regards to Miss Swift. And these things I didn't want to address right away because I do like kind of focusing more on the music part of things. Of course, I love speculations. I have a lot of fun with that. But especially when it was early on, the discussion about her and Joe, it felt kind of weird to make a video about it. But I think we've reached past the stages of grieving where everyone's kind of just come to terms with it. TikTok was absolute madness at the time. We're all heartbroken, but I think Taylor made it very clear for us that she's doing great. Like those paparazzi photos we've been seeing of her going out, like I've heard people say that if she gets photographed by paparazzi, it's typically intentional because she's pretty good at hiding from them. So I think this is also her way of letting us know that she's doing good. And at the show, she's also kind of given hints. Somebody held up a sign saying, "You okay?" She gave them a thumbs up. We saw her give the loser sign to the lover, Taylor, during her performance of Look What You Made Me Do. And there's this one clip where she's singing 22 and she very enthusiastically sings Make Fun of Our Exes. Make fun of our exes. We had some rumors that she was dating Formula One Fernando Alonso, but I do think that that was probably just rumors, even though he was playing into it. I think he was enjoying that. But now the word on the street is that she's dating the frontman of the 1975 Healy. He has been spotted at a few of her shows now. During one of his shows, he did this thing where he like mouthed like, "You know who you are, I love you," to somebody. And now Taylor did the same thing during one of her shows. So this almost feels like confirmation that her breakup with Joe had happened already for a while. Some people are wondering if Midnights is even the breakup album that we didn't know that we got. In my song guide, I also talked about how I wasn't really sure who Bejeweled was about, but looking at it now, it's very possible that it was about Joe. I know they wrote Sweet Nothing together, but it's very possible that they had already written that song. She likes it. They genuinely didn't end in bad blood or whatever, I don't know, and she decided to include the song in the album. So much to talk about. I also wanted to do a series of shorts going over all the different surprise songs, which I didn't do yet, but I do want to make some sort of video talking about the surprise songs. Hopefully I stick to that this time and not disappear again for a month. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to hang out again, don't forget to subscribe and see you in my next one. Bye!